Hello YouTube, it is SWGoH's #1 Vaanced fan here, Mr. McClunky, with my first ever roster review. My good buddy Vance, the one and only, has volunteered as tribute for today's review. Thank you, man. I do have a roster review form just to give a quick overview of what to look at. So let's grab his GG page. I've got his ally code pulled up here. Looks like he has requested a roster roast and hasn't listed any additional requests or dietary restrictions, so we should be good to go. Let's check out the basics first. Looks like his Fleet Arena rank is in the top 50. Pretty decent. We'll address some of the room for improvement once we dive into fleets a bit later. Let's take a look. Galactic power around 8 million. He's got 5 Galactic Legends. Solid start. I am seeing that the balance, just aesthetically, between light side GLs and dark side GLs is a bit off. I would consider potentially rushing Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano or Rey, just to kind of balance things out a little more. I am seeing it looks like a lot of his Galactic Legends do also identify as male. So if you could do something to correct that bias, that would be a good start. Um, so it does say that he hasn't done Tier 6 of the Jedi Training Ray event. Let's see how his resistance is looking here. Resistance. Okay, so I am seeing he does have Jedi Training Ray unlocked. She's not geared up. But normally you would not be able to unlock this character without completing every tier of the event. But they don't call him advanced for nothing. He must have found some kind of speed run shortcut or something like that. So yeah, good on you, man, for getting her unlocked without completing that event. Let's see how his cup is doing. Okay, so Cup, it does say that he doesn't have him quite at R9 yet. He is a little lower investment than I would like to see. I would recommend farming him probably either next after you finish whatever project you're on right now, or depending on what project you're working on, potentially stop farming that and get Cup up to Relic 9 ASAP. Um, I'm thinking if you did start really prioritizing and working on Cup within like the next few weeks or so, you could probably get him up to R9 right before CG decides to re-release his Lightspeed bundle, which I think would be about the perfect time to have him upgraded. I also do see, forgive me, I am new to the whole roster review thing, but I do see a lot of other roster reviewers online. They get kind of a quick overview of the whole account by sorting by speed. I do think speed is a little bit of an overused stat, so I am going to sort the account by potency, just to see kind of what we're working with here. So it looks like a lot of the usual suspects, like Boosh, Iden Versio, Sith Eternal Emperor, they're all kind of coming to the top. We're seeing a lot of the Galactic Legends again floating towards that top of that roster, which is what we like to see. We will dive a little bit deeper when we get to mods in just a bit. Okay, so next on the list, we're going to be taking a look at his current farms. So I asked him, what are you currently working on? Be honest. He said Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, Bo-Katan, and Inquisitors. He's kind of got a lot of split focus in terms of objectives. So first, let's kind of see how he's doing on Cal Kestis. So Baby Cal, not really a whole lot started there. Let's check in on Seer. Okay, so not a lot of investment on Seer either, still a ways off. What about Marin? Okay, Marin, some solid progress on Marin, which I think honestly she is probably the most usable out of the requirements early on, assuming that you do have kind of a good Night Sister team to slot her into. Let's go real quick and see what his Night Sisters are looking like. Okay, so he does actually have the Night Sister Lightspeed bundle, which is good if he does get his Marin kind of up and running. this could be a very solid team for him while he's working on getting the rest of the Cal requirements together. And last and least is Saw Gerrera, as well, not really started there. So it looks like he is quite a ways off from Cal Kestis. Let's go check on Bo. First one for Bo is Kellerin. This would be a lot easier if I knew how to read. So Kellerin is actually looking his best. He has got quite a bit invested into Kellerin, so that is a good start. Let's see what the other Bo-Katan requirements are. Looks like next is IG-12. Okay, IG-12, not as much as Kellerin, but looks like there is some progress there. Not bad. Almost done with the shard farm. And then still a little ways to go on the gear, but making some progress there. And then Beskar Armor Mando. Okay, in relics. Nice. So Beskar Armor Mando, pretty important tune. He is part of the most highly rated meta fleet. If he does also have the Razor Crest, so that is awesome to see. So yeah, Beskar Armor Mando at relics. And then last requirement is OG Bow. So let's see. Okay, OG Bow also at relics. Relic 5 out of 7. So we're actually looking super close to being able to unlock Bo-Katan Mandalore, which is going to help a lot. You're getting really close, man. I think honestly you should probably be able to do the Mandalore mission within the next few months if you really stick to the grind and prioritize Bo-Katan's requirements. Looking at things here, like the Jedi Knight Cal Kestis stuff is a little lagging behind. So I would prioritize Bo-Katan over Cal Kestis for the time being. And then lastly, you had said Inquisitors. So I am just going to pull up the whole Inquisitorius faction, just because it's kind of a pain to look all of them up. I don't remember any of their names. So let's see. Okay, so it looks like Grand Inquisitor could definitely use some work. I do remember on Discord you said you had pretty recently unlocked Grand Inquisitor, so that is hype, man. I'm glad to hear it. So yeah, it looks like definitely a ways to go. We don't have any Zetas on him. We're kind of lagging behind in gear. So I would say this is also going to be a pretty big priority. We are kind of short on Zetas on some of the rest of the team, and as well only at Relic 5. I'm going to assume maybe a Lightspeed bundle purchase. You are going to want to get this team, and typically it is 7th sister, 9th sister, 5th brother, 8th brother, and Grand Inquisitor all up to Relic 7. That way, in Rise of the Empire, you can do the Riva mission and get her unlocked too. Once you get her, like that whole team just really comes together. And then I also asked, what do you wish you were working on? He did say Lord Vader, and that doesn't really surprise me. I do know that is his favorite tune in the whole game. And let's see what his progress looks like on the new clones. Okay, so in terms of getting the new clones ready for Lord Vader, we are significantly behind. But he did do the marquee event, which is huge. We've got at least a jump start there. So I will say probably not the top priority getting the clones together, but definitely something to keep on the radar. They are really great in the raid. They're good in GAC. They're good in Territory Wars. They really do take Lord Vader to the next level. And then let's see. Clones are in a bit of a rough spot. Let's check on Lord Vader himself. Okay, so it looks like he is missing a couple mods. Not sure exactly what that's about. But other than that, it does look like he's pretty much maxed out. So unless you're, I mean, obviously you want to fill in those mods. But yeah, really, like, the only thing you can do for Vader is either just get his clones up and running, or if you are willing to reset all the progress on him, you could go for Prestige. But that is going to involve quite a bit of time investment to get him set back up. And then I had also asked, what are you currently working on? Be dishonest. He did say Hondo, so let's see how dishonest he was being. Okay, cool. He's not lying. He doesn't have Hondo. So next, I usually do like to take a look at fleets. I asked him, do you hate fleets? He said yes. I asked him, are you sure? He said yes. Good to know. He said his punishing one is at 5 stars. Yep. His Mark 6 interceptor is at 7 stars. Yep. And his executor is at 6 stars. That all checks out. Executor, Vaanced is really the best meta fleet in the entire game if you have the Mark 6 tech. So I would mostly recommend working on just getting all of those ships up to 7 stars. You probably also are going to want to gear up whoever this guy is a little bit. That way, you'll be able to hit rank 1 in Fleet Arena every day and get some of those the daily crystal income flowing. It does also help in GAC as well. Now let's go on to mods. So I did ask him, do you have mods? And he did say maybe. So let's sort by empty mod slots and see how that's looking. Okay, so yeah, there are quite a few people who are missing mods. Let's check kind of the top of the roster. Okay, that one doesn't flip. Let's scroll down. Okay, so we've got mods on some of these people. So yeah, I think maybe probably was the best answer here because um, it does look like some of these people have mods and some don't. Um, I do know that he was working with Egnards to get the mods squared away. So in long term, that's probably the best bet. Just keep working with eggs and see about getting kind of some of these slots filled in. Um, and then in the long term, or sorry, in the long term, in the short term, your best bet is probably to put some mods on your Galactic Legends. That way they're not kind of running around with a partial set. Um, Looks like my game is crashing. I think it has rejected this roster review. We are at the end though, so in conclusion, you do have a few pretty sizable holes in your roster that you do want to be working on ASAP. Notably, you are going to want to finish Bo-Katan Mandalore's requirements. You're going to want to get Cup up to R9 before they re-release that Lightspeed bundle. And then I think after you've got both of those done, you can kind of finish up Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and get the Inquisitors ready for the Riva mission. Whether you choose to prestige your Lord Vader or just continue to rock him at Relic 9 or not, I mean, that's ultimately a personal choice. I did ask ChatGPT what you should do, and it does say that resetting Lord Vader to Relic level 0 in Gear 1 would be a pretty steep cost to pay. But that if you did get him back up to Relic 9, that you would be able to flex on everybody. So it's up to you whether or not you think that's worth it. In terms of fleets, you are on the right track. Looks like mods are a work in progress. Honestly, man, there is not much here to roast about your roster other than the raid teams. I am seeing kind of a distinct lack of solid raid teams for Order 66. If anything, maybe kind of have those on the horizon after you get those other things squared away. That would be a good place to start. Thank you so much for being my guinea pig for my first ever roster review. Be sure to leave a comment in the bottom of the thing to see if it was a good one. Bye.